What's going on, yogis? My name is Joseph and I want to thank you so much for joining me in another yoga strength video. Go and start off in a child's pose. Hips go back, forehead touches the ground. Focus on your breath for a few moments. You can let the forehead rest onto those hands. That'll help you get a little bit of a deeper rest here. Just get comfortable. We're going to start off this class by focusing on some yoga, just stretching out the body. Then we'll go into a strength training circuit later with yoga adjacent movements that I think you're going to enjoy as well. So keep focusing on the breath. We'll move on in a second. I want to thank you so much for just joining me on this flow, because I know that I don't have a lot of subscribers, so every person that comes in really counts and really matters to me. So thanks for taking the time here. If you want more content like this, just please consider subscribing for meditations, yoga movements, yoga flows, as well as some mindfulness. So let's go ahead and get into a forearm stretch, palms facing you, and start rocking back and forth. We're going to be spending a lot of time on the hands, so just trying to really work on those forearms and the wrist. A few more seconds here, and we'll flip our grip over in a second. Go and flip your grip over so knuckles onto the ground, and start bringing up one finger at a time, stretching out the other side of the forearms. Going here for a few more seconds, one at a time, placing those hands down and going into a cat-cow. So inhale, head up, chest up. Exhale, flexing at the spine, bring the chest towards the hips. Inhale into extension, exhale into flexion. Very simple movement, just trying to get some spinal waves. You can really spread your shoulder blades wide at the top too to feel a deeper stretch in the upper back. Nice. Okay, a few more breaths here. And good, let's press into our first downward facing dog of the day. Start pedaling your heels down to the ground. We call that walking the dog. And twisting at those hips a little bit, get a nice shimmy. From the downward facing dog, let's go roll the spine forward into an upward facing dog. Tuck the chin underneath the body, press back into a downward facing dog, tuck the chin in, roll all the way forward, and then extend at the head and pull it back. A few more times here, downward dog to upward facing dog. Nice, let's bring it back again. Slowly bring it down to the ground. Let's go to a child's pose for a second. Then next we're going to go into our crocodile, which I'll show you. Go onto your chest, let your right hand go fully extended straight out to the right side. So straight line there, press with the left hand and let the left foot follow you back behind you to the ground. Holding here, go ahead and switch. Right foot's going to go into the ground, left arm is long, press with the right hand. Switch it again. We're going about 10 seconds each side here. 2 to 3 breaths. Nice, switch it back. Trying to feel the stretch in the chest as well as the shoulders. If you work at a desk, it's important that you're going to keep mobilizing your chest and your shoulders. Last switch each side. And one more time. Beautiful work. Pressing into a downward facing dog again. Pedal those heels to the ground. Inhale, right leg straight up. Drive that knee into the chest and inhale up again. Exhale, bring the knee to the chest. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it in. A few more. Now go ahead and step that right foot on the outside of the right palm. Let that left foot go flat. Holding here into our Uttanapishtasana lizard lunge, stretching out the outside of the hip. If you can, reach across to the left foot with the right hand, getting a nice lengthening in the quads. If that's not accessible to you, just keep that right hand pointed backwards behind you. A few more breaths. And go ahead and let go there. Right foot goes fully extended to our half monkey split. So feeling that nice stretch in the hamstring. Chest towards the knee. Doing the same thing on the left side. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, knee down the middle. Inhale up. Exhale, knee down the middle. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale, down the middle. Last one. Exhale, drive the knee in. Step on the outside of the left hand. Drop that right foot down. Let the foot go flat. Right knee down. Holding here in this lizard lunge for a few breaths before we twist towards that right foot. Now if it's accessible to you, go ahead and reach behind towards your right foot with the left hand, opening up the quad and the hip. Focusing on the breath here. Lengthening that quad. Nice job, all right. Go into that wide Ardha Hanuman. Feeling that good stretch into the hamstring on the left side. Make sure you bring the toes into the shins. We call that dorsiflexion, like you're about to hold the door open, just to open up the hamstrings a little bit more. Awesome job. Let's go step the right foot forward now, going into a wide forward fold. Hips are elevated, hands onto the ground if you can. Shaking it side to side. By going into our ape reach. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to reach your hands forward, let the back palms touch together. Inhale, then exhale. Lift onto those toes and pull the wrist back. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull it back. A few more just like that. Back palms touch, open up the wrist, finding your balance. Very, very good. Nice, go back to that wide forward fold, taking a second. Inch your feet closer towards the middle. Inhale, halfway, lift, keep the chin tucked in. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, reaching all the way up. And the hands are coming in front of heart center here. Okay, from chair pose, we're holding here, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, drive that right foot back into our Anjaneyasana. Let that right foot go flat. Grabbing those hands behind you, pulling your shoulder blades back. Holding onto an Anjaneyasana. Feeling that stretch in the right hip flexor. In a second, we're going to twist towards the right to go to a posterior dandasana. I'll try not to moon you with this one. Oops. Didn't try hard enough. Here we go. He squats. Going into our posterior dandasana, staying wide with those feet, twisting side to side here. Sorry about this angle, by the way. Just look back at it, twist towards the front. Going into our Uttanasana again, our forward fold, stepping both feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift, chin tucked in. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Hands are coming in front of heart center. Very good. Inhale, extend into chair. Holding here for a moment. We'll do the same thing on the left side. Deep breath in. Exhale, left leg steps back. Drop that left knee down. Grabbing those hands behind you. Pull the shoulder blades back and down. Anjaneyasana. Trying to really stretch out the chest and the shoulders here too. In a second, we'll twist into Posterior Dandasana and twist in towards the left. Nice. Shaking those hips side to side. Okay, take a deep breath in. Exhale, twisting towards the front of the mat again. Stepping your feet back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Pull the shoulder blades back, press back into child's pose now. All right, keep going in the child's pose, and we'll get ready to go into our strength training portion. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So first thing, we're gonna do a beast reach push-up. So you're gonna go ahead and get onto those hands and press those hips back, load your beast, drive the hips up, drive that right knee to the elbow, drop it down, and then switch. Load it back, left knee to the left elbow, drop it down and up. I just showed you a little modification. You can drop that knee onto the ground from the planted foot if you want to take some of that load off the body. I do recommend that you challenge yourself as much as you can. You can do as many as you can without the knee on the ground, then add that knee to the ground when needed. Almost done with our 45 seconds. You should feel a good engagement in the quads as well as the upper body all throughout that push-up too. And last one. Good. 15 seconds off. Next thing, we're going to a foundation training movement. Going onto your knees, lean forward like you're looking over a cliff. Squeeze your hands in front of you as hard as you can, creating maximum amount of tension. I want you to squeeze those hands until you can feel your chest and your back engage. So the trick is your body actually doesn't know if you're holding onto a weight or not. It just knows that it's creating force. It knows it's creating tension. So when you squeeze your hands as hard as you can, 100% of a max effort, and you hold onto that tension as you pull back, it's like you're doing some exercises on a cable. It might look weird at first, but I want you to really try squeezing to the max capacity and seeing if you can keep that engagement all throughout and seeing how you feel in the back. It's a great exercise because in yoga, we're doing a lot of push-ups, we're doing Chaturanga Dandasana, doing a lot of plank stuff. We also got to make sure we strengthen out your back. So going into a Utkatasana lunge, going into a chair pose, you can squeeze your hands in front of you in heart center, and now just start dropping one leg back at a time. So since we're staying in this 45-degree bent angle in the hips, you're gonna feel this engagement all throughout the glutes too. And we're keeping time under tension because we're not coming all the way up. So you're actually gonna really force the body to engage the whole time. Do whatever feels comfortable with the arms. It might take a little bit to find your flow with it. You're always okay to just keep the hands on the hips. Main thing here is the lower body anyway. 10 more seconds. Then we'll go into our back into a single leg crab bridge. Nice. Going onto the ground, I'm gonna show you real quick what a crab looks like. Hands directly underneath the shoulders, press those hips up. If you want that single leg crab bridge, you're gonna lift up one leg. I'm gonna start with the left leg lifting. I'm gonna press my hips up all the way. Notice how I'm trying really hard, but I'm not getting perfectly straight. With this exercise, it might feel like you're straight the whole time, but you wanna see if you can force it up a little bit more. Since this is a single leg exercise, we're only going to go 30 seconds on for this movement, then we'll switch in a moment. Okay, 5 seconds, then we'll switch. 3, 2, 1, switch. So notice here, I really want to keep my heel planted on the ground. That's how you're going to keep the engagement into those bigger muscles, the hamstrings and the glutes. If we start to lift onto our toes, we might feel a little too much engagement actually into the calves. So keep it moving here in 30 seconds. In a few seconds, we'll take a 30-second rest. All right, almost there. Hopefully you get that booty pump and rest. Let the blood just go all the way to your glutes and let your butt get bigger with each and every breath here in this rest. That's this position. It's just really trying to let the blood circulate all just to the glutes. That's all of our goals, I think. So here we are. 10 more seconds, then we'll go into our beast reach push-up again. All right, going back up. Ooh, look at that. All the way into the hands. That was cool. Drop the hips back, beast reach, push up. All right, making sure if we need to, let that knee touch the ground. If not, I want you to just keep it moving here. I like to drive my hips upward and then straight forward like an arrow. A few more seconds. Going for 45 seconds here, 15 seconds off. Last time we're doing this exercise. Okay, last few. 5 seconds, maybe 2 more. 1 more each side. Oh, just kidding. I'm gonna take a rest there. Not the best example, but we got it, we got it. All right, going to the kneeling founder. Squeeze your hands in front of you as hard as you can. Sphere of tension. Deep breath in, exhale, pull it back. External rotation of the wrist. You see how hard I'm squeezing? I want you to make sure you're squeezing just like that, okay? A lot of times, you know, with my clients, they'll be squeezing like 20%, 40% of a max effort and really not feeling anything until I force them to engage a little bit more, and then they're gonna start to feel everything in the body. There's Sherrington's law of radiation, which means that a muscle working hard recruits neighboring muscles to work together. So what that means is that it's gonna turn on all the muscles in your body like a switch. If you start squeezing hard with those hands together, the harder you squeeze, the more muscles you're gonna turn on. So I want you to keep that in mind with foundation training movements just like that. Let's go for the Utkatasana lunges, going into our chair pose. Inhale, hands up. I don't know why I did that because I'm gonna bring the hands down anyway. Oh well. Dropping back into a reverse lunge. Okay, just keeping tension here the whole time. Try and keep that same angle throughout. Once again, doing whatever you feel is comfortable with the hands. It's kind of confusing in this one, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Okay, last few seconds here. Look at that capoeira movement right there. Dang. I actually really love capoeira, so outside of yoga, one of my favorite ways to move. Okay, last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, 15 seconds rest. Getting ready to go into our single leg crab bridge again. This is another option. If the single leg crab bridge isn't accessible to you, you can just go on your back and tuck one knee in. Great way to do a floor bridge. Okay, start with the right foot. Let's press it up. Let's go 30 seconds here. Nice job with the booty work. Keep it moving. 15 seconds, then we'll switch. Looks like I need this more. I'm struggling. And switch. Next side. All right, y'all. After this 30 seconds, we're only going to have one more circuit to do together. So I want to say that you're doing an amazing job so far, and thanks for your effort. Let's go and take a rest in a second, then we'll finish up strong. Nice, y'all. Good. All right. Good job so far. Lay on your back, take a moment to breathe. And then real quickly, I'm going to show you a little bit about what we're going to do next. So in the next movement, we're going for a combination of moves, but first one, we're going for a dolphin. Okay? So dolphin is you go from a plank, you're going to press those hips up. So you can stay doing that for this next one, or if you want to do what I'm going to do, then you're going to go into a dolphin, go into a push-up, into a downward dog, back into dolphin, coming forward into push-up, then back into downward dog. So 45 seconds here. You're going to feel this a lot in the chest, the shoulders, as well as the core. The dolphin's a great exercise for your stabilizing muscles, the serratus anterior. Of course, the downward dog is great for opening up the hamstrings as well as engaging the shoulders. So making sure with these downward dogs are really lifting up towards the sky with that booty. And 15 seconds rest. Okay, going back to a foundation training movement again. Going similar to the founder, we're gonna keep the knees on the ground. We're gonna lean forward. Start squeezing your hands together. And you can't see from this angle, my elbows and my wrists are touching the whole time. I'm gonna inhale those hands up, exhale, coming down. This is a better angle to look at. So inhale, hands up, exhale, elbows come down. So the more we squeeze here, the more we're gonna engage, and what we're trying to really feel in this movement is actually the lower traps. So when you're able to really engage the lower traps, it's a great thing to do for someone who has really tight upper traps. They just work in a great balance in that way. Your upper traps are too tight, your shoulders by your neck. You want to do this movement to have a better balance in the shoulder. Go and let that tension go. All right, going into a scorpion reach, one of my favorite animal flow movements. You're gonna go into loaded beast for this one, similar to beast reach. And you're gonna drive those hips back, drive your right knee to the left wrist, then come up into our scorpion, stack those hips together. Okay, load it back, left knee to the right wrist, come up into a scorpion, and drive that knee back to that right wrist. So kind of just like a cyclical thing. That knee to the wrist, bring it up into scorpion, bring it back to the wrist again. Scorpions are tough. I want you to really focus on kicking behind you with that back heel, up and back behind you. So it's a great way to get that little bit more of that glute engagement. Really important with scorpions to stack your hips on top of each other. So that's what people say, is that they're trying to keep a straight line. So the right hip on top of the left, making sure that you get enough of the angle. Okay, going into posterior chain here, you're gonna go onto your chest. Hands are gonna reach forward into a Y raise, kind of like a Superman, and then hands out to the side into a T raise. I'm just trying to lift the legs up a little bit more every time too, to get a little bit of engagement in the glutes as well as the hamstrings. So this yoga strength flow is all about just having a strong posterior chain and a really balanced body. So you're not going to feel it too much in any specific areas, but it's a great kind of flow to do to make sure that you have a healthy body with your practice. Like I said earlier, we do a lot of push-ups, a lot of squats, and yoga. You want to make sure that you're doing the opposite of that, movements like this, to keep your shoulders really healthy. So we just got one more cycle through. One more time through, then you're done. Dolphin push-up to downward dog. So if you're in the dolphin earlier, this is a great time to try out that whole entire flow. So press those hips up, come forward into a push-up, then back into downward dog, and descend into our dolphin. Really tough on the triceps, Hard as well on the shoulders as well as the chest. Last set for 45 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. So I got that flow actually from the YouTube channel Breathe and Flow. I really like their videos, so I definitely recommend them. Get a lot of inspiration from their channel actually. Go into the kneeling mofo, onto those knees, squeeze those hands together, inhale, reaching up, exhale, bring those elbows down. So really creating that tension. You can see how hard I'm trying to squeeze here, because I know for me, working on the lower traps is very, very important, because I do capoeira, I do a lot of calisthenics, handstand push-ups, that kind of stuff. So I end up getting really tight in the shoulders. So I got to do movements like this to make sure that I'm staying out of pain, which is very, very important to me. You want to tune in your breath to this. It's inhale as you reach and exhale as you come down. All right, let's get ready to go back into our scorpion reach. So 15-second rest, really quick. And then we're going to try and get through this scorpion reach. So I want you to notice this time the foot that stays planted. You're going to really lengthen that leg up high. So it's almost like doing a downward dog with that planted leg. You're trying to really press those hips up high. It's going to help you stretch out those hamstrings and the glutes, but it's also going to be more helpful for other flows that you might be doing with animal flow in the future. So just practice it the right way now. Scorpions took me a minute to get down. It might take a little while in order to get the right angle with your foot, but just stay with it. Do as much as you can. Your hips will start to open up little by little. All right, y'all. This is the last thing. Good thing it's not too challenging. Not going to take too much cardio, but Y raise to T raise on the ground. 45 seconds. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, coming down. Hands out to a T. Beautiful job. All right, y'all. Final stretch. Trying to squeeze those glutes, lift those legs up high. Okay, you only got 20 seconds left. 15 seconds, then you're done. Thanks for sticking with me to the rest of this video too. Can't wait to produce more flows for you to help you find healing, strength, and mobility. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you felt good today. Sending you a big old peace sign and lots of love. I appreciate you. Hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.